Let me just talk a minute about students. Pumps and Pipes is all about collaboration and looking at our neighbor's toolkit and looking ahead into the future. But you know why? You know why we are all here, really? It's because we love this stuff. All of us have had a wonderful time doing this, and I think for a lot of it, it's given us a good living, and it's just been great. I had the privilege of working at this I had a 36-year career with ExxonMobil. I've now been retired since 2016, so that's another 8 years. And my fondest desire, looking back, is that others can have the same type of opportunity and the same pleasure I do. So now I am taking pleasure on working with students and getting them to feel the joy of working together. I always tell the students, psychologists say we are the happiest and we are the most fulfilled when we are working on big problems, big projects together. And that's what this is all about. What I want to do is I'm going to start this talk with, let's try this again. Steve mentioned this is Pumps and Pipes 18. In Pumps and Pipes 13, I believe, which was at Rice University in 2009, I introduced the tour to iodine concept. And we had a couple of really successful workshops, like Steve just said, in the end of 2019, the beginning of 2020, and you know what happened after that. And the school shut down and so on. And so here we are again. Let's try this again. One of the fondest teams in my heart are those young people there on that slide. They're from North Shore High School. And they're the ones that started it all off, and they're the ones that were going to take it forward, and they were one of the students that really suffered from the pandemic. The pandemic, let me tell you, was a tragedy, and we never want that to happen again, and certainly if something like that happens, we need to pay so much attention to our students. So let's see. Once again, the reason we do this is because I think our highest priority is to pass on what we have had. I'd like to say that the process of passing it on is threefold. The first thing we need to do is we make sure that our students and the people that are coming up have the ability to do things. And we are in good shape there. We have some amazing teachers. The teachers I've worked with are the real heroes. So we have ability. But now it comes the responsibility of us in the community, us in the Pumps and Pipe community. We need to show them the opportunities. And here at this conference, we've seen lots of opportunities. What can be done when we collaborate, when we look at the neighbor's toolkit, et cetera? What are the problems? What are the opportunities? And then the third one is example. That's why I'm delighted these young people can be here, to see the example of y'all, to see the example, what the state of Texas is doing on space technology, all of that. So ability, opportunity, and example is what we're after. So let's get right to this, the Pumps and Pipe student challenges. Chem-Clock is just one of them. I think what we want to do as a community is to give students a lot of experience in challenges that require collaboration and they require multidisciplinary thought. Here's some pictures of the various challenges that we've done over the years with the students. The left one I call the Galileo challenge. There, I'll tell you what, there's no more fun with students than when we get permission to get them up on top of the roof of the school and then channel Galileo. We have the Bernoulli challenge. Whether you go into fluid mechanics or engineering, anything like that, you really have a life learning when you learn how to glue PVC pipe. Everybody needs to do that. And this one, we were doing some Bernoulli experiments here. We've done the trebuchet challenge. All the mechanics of building a trebuchet, the length of the arm, the length of the string, the speed, et cetera, mapping it out. They've all done that. And the other one is the Chem-E challenge, which we're going to demonstrate here. But the fact is, anything you do, anything, is not going to just be in the discipline that you're focusing on. The heart of this Chem-E challenge is some chemistry. It's creating a chemical clock. We could do it the boring way. We could mix up fluids and watch them change color and time it, but we choose to build a car. And when you build a car, you got to know something about mechanics. How do you put it together? How do you make the wheels go straight? How do you fumble around with those little screws and bolts, et cetera? And you got to know something about circuit design. How do you wire up a relay? What about speed controllers and potentiometers and all that? All that goes into that. And believe me, it's a learning experience. Just right here now, one of the things that the students learned is very simply, how do you efficiently dispense fluid from a squeeze bottle? So it goes down the end of the graduated cylinder and there's no bubbles and all that. A lot of real world learning here. And so now we have the tour to Iodide, and Steve showed you a little more than that. This is actually inspired by a very serious competition that's run by the student chapters of the American Institute of Chemical Engineers. That's the governing organization, or the professional organization of chemical engineering. And every year they have a major student competition. Theirs is a little more sophisticated than ours. The cars in that competition also have to be powered by a chemical reaction other than a commercial battery. We've dispensed with that. We're using batteries so we can do on the chemical clock. Rice often has a team, U of H, Texas A&M, and they typically have a 1 credit hour course for credit and work all semester, the first semester getting ready for the competition in November. And as Steve said, the whole thing is the closest to the finish line wins. This competition was the brainchild of Professor Scott Fogler. And if you're familiar with the chemical engineering world, he is a legendary chemical engineering professor and teacher. He passed away in 2022, and I had the privilege of studying under Professor Fogler. In fact, that picture there is a 25-year-old me writing on an actual chalkboard, black chalkboard. And so part of what I've been working with students here is to carry on the legacy of Professor Fogler. All of these, I was a research manager, and I had access to all sorts of budgets and codes and lab supply houses, et cetera. Believe me, once you retire, that goes away. So everything here, all the chemicals here are accessible in my chain of lab supply houses, which include Walgreens, Walmart, and HEB. And the way this works is you make up a solution of vitamin C, you wrap it up in a paper towel, you crush it, you dissolve it, et cetera. You have a vitamin C solution. And you put some iodine in it. And you'll notice, and you get the iodine at the store, it's the blood red, maroon color. But when it goes in the vitamin C solution, it becomes colorless. That's because vitamin C suppresses the color of the iodine. You also put a few drops of starch in it, which enhances the color. You got to calibrate your car. You got this photocell, which Steve demonstrated, I'll show you in a minute, that clicks when the color changes. Well, you got to calibrate it. So our calibration fluid is right there, HEB Texas style unsweet iced tea, the official calibration fluid of the Pumps and Pipes chemical engineering car. And you can see the various colors there. And it triggers a photocell reaction just like that. Power to wheels on, power to wheels off, because it's a photocell instead of a relay. It's the same relay that's in your car that turns your headlights on at dusk, or in your holiday lights that come on when the sun goes down. One of the things that we've been doing the last hour is to do our calibration. And so what you do is you mix up your solutions. We put it on test mode with the wheels not turning, but the relay clicking and the lights coming on. And you can see the the time it takes to click the relay for various proportions of peroxide. When you start putting peroxide in the solution, it starts chewing up the vitamin C, releases the iodine, and finally a color change occurs. So that's what these students are doing. We have to also calibrate the speed, and you have to get everything together so it arrives at the finish line at the right time. Now, how do you make a chemical engineering car? Let's see, do we have any sight? This is from Apollo 13. I guess we don't have any, I probably didn't do the sound very right, but that's what you do. What a really fun thing to do. Now, I've got an admission to make, and I want to tell you how proud I am of these students. The admission is, we had done those workshops in May. Students have been very busy. They're right in the middle of exams there. We needed some new cars. I sacrificed myself, so I got to build the cars. I never had more fun in my life. But I've got to admit, my soldering is not the best, so I'm just hoping it all holds together. The other thing, let me tell you, today has been a real pumps and pipes experience. We brought these students in, and we said we're going to kind of have a competition. And so we have 2 tables there, and they're each calibrating their car, and they had some beautiful calibration curves. When we plotted 1/T, which is a measure of rate, I mean, the correlation coefficient on Excel was like 0.9995. I mean, perfect results. And so they're getting ready to compete, et cetera. And then we had a snag. What happened there, this is real life. We were out there in that unfinished part of the building, and frankly, with the sun down, it was kind of gloomy and dark. And I have not accounted for the ambient light and its effect on the photocell, and it showed up. They had these perfect calibration curves. It's going long on the course. So the students swung into action. You can do anything on an iPhone. They measured the ambient light. They calculated the correction factors. But most impressively, they started collaborating. What did you get? Here's my result for ambient light correction factor. I can help you with this. That is real world. And I want to say right now in advance, these things may run off the stage in too long, they may not, but this was a heroic effort, and these are real engineers that engineered real time. So what I'd like to do, you know, as a research manager, I always had a rule I lived by, which was never, ever do a live demonstration. Never. Always go with the video. You know, you got the board of directors there and you're demonstrating something and it leaks, your career is over. Never do a live demonstration. We are doing a live demonstration, trying to correct from a design flaw that was my mistake, and let's see what's going. So first up is, and you are the Spartans, the Gators. The Gators from iSchool High in Atascocita. Just everybody step up and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is, there we go. Hi, my name is Alejandra Fuentes Pardo. You might know my mom, Nicole. She spoke earlier. And I'm the president of the Pumps and Pipes Club at iSchool High Atascocita.
My name is Luna Saucedo, and I'm the vice president of Pumps and Pipes.
Hi, my name is Astrid Tafarji. I am the social media manager for Pumps and Pipes.
Hi, my name is Sean. I am a part of Pumps and Pipes.
And let's show them your car. You got your car? Right there. Go ahead.
All right, so like Bill mentioned, there's quite a bit of differences between the room we were testing in and the stage, namely that the car starts and stops on light, and here there's a whole lot more light than in that room. So we tested a lot of different points of data that are very consistent with that room, but don't work out here. But we have a really good graph, so we're hoping that works. And for our car, it works on an iodine clock, and the darker the solution gets, this little sensor at the front sees that and stops it. So.
Okay. Turn on the photocell and making sure it's all capacitors charged up, and take it to the starting line. Now, what these students have done, They've pre-mixed up a solution. It's a bottle, a sample bottle, 100 milligrams of aqueous solution. So you need that to account for the weight of the car. They've got that. It's all mixed up. What they're going to do is, based on their calibration curves and all the rules of thumb, all their corrections for ambient light, they're going to pour a certain amount of peroxide in it, and they're going to start the car, and we're going to see where it stops. So, and I'm standing on the string. All right, the course. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Something's loose.
Okay. 1 minute. Right there. Did I? There it is. Okay, this is the Gator car. Okay, he's going to pour, and the timer's going to start.
Okay, who's going to start the time?
And we're off.
Who's going to nudge it? Stay on this side.
That's okay. As you can see the solution turning dark. You think? We don't have much room for error after the finish line.
I'm gonna catch that car. Well, I think the problem is that it might stop too.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty, I'm Krishna from Seven Lakes High School. I am a co-president of the Pumps and Pipes Club.
I'm Aditya from Seven Lakes High School, and I'm also a co-president of our Pumps and Pipes Club.
I'm Samuel from Seven Lakes High School. I'm also a co-president of the Pumps and Pipes Club.
Wow, that's wild. Okay, anyways, I'm Richard, also from Sun Lakes Pumps and Pipes. Unlike these three guys, I'm just one of the members.
Their car, a little different design. Okay, go ahead and get the car and get it ready.
Who's going to switch it on?
Okay. Ready? And we're off.
This may or may not work. Yeah, you can stay on there.
Changing color. You can see it changing color. Oh! No! All right.
That was the first time this.
All right. You see the concept? So it's our privilege to show them the opportunities and the examples. Some of the projects we have planned for this year include some environmental projects. For example, we've got a project by which we're developing a small algorithm to estimate. You take a picture of a tree, and it gives you the amount of gasoline that is sequestered. We're going to do a number of those. But one of the things we're going to do with this Pumps and Pipes car in the spring is each of the students is going to bring their own handmade, hand-calibrated one. And we're going to have a multi-school competition. And they will stop within inches of the line like they did before. And we will compensate for the ambient problem. Before, when we did it at the two high schools, believe me, they both have beautiful labs with even light. And you saw the results in Steve's video. But here we've got a design problem on my part. I failed to account for it. So are you ready? All right. The graduate cylinder is poised. The fluid is in and the car is off. Getting dark. Yeah. Here we go. Oh! There we go. That is not bad. That is not bad for an after-the-fact fudge factor. And let me tell you, let me say once again, when they calibrated that in the same light environment there, we showed you some of the curves there. You plot versus time, which is a curve. You fit it with a polynomial. But then you plot it versus a physically meaningful plot, which plot 1 over t, which is per seconds, which correlates to rate. They did very well, extremely tight calibration curves. And so if we'd all done it in that room, I'm sure they'd been on the line. But you recovered. What did you do? What did you do to recover, just to get it to this point? Added more peroxide? More peroxide to compensate that. So they're within about, what, 3.5 feet of the line? A meter of the line. So thank you to be witness of that. Any of you that want to be part of this for any way, it is so much fun to come and work with these kids and go around to the various high schools. Any thought, contact us. Contact Stuart. We can get a hold of you, and any ideas for projects. But these are the wonderful students of Pumps and Pipes. We have 2 high schools now. We're going to have many more in the future. So thank you. Let's have a big hand for all these students. Thank you.